Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome to Fantasy Forecast for Thursday, December 22nd, 2016. Hope you guys all won some nice money last night. I know the lineup came out fast, and I did make a change on it on Twitter and everything. The original still did good. Guys, if you're just following on YouTube, I put a lot of research into these lineups, so normally you're going to get a good result anyways. I mean, if last minute value crops up, it might push the cashing lines out, and that's why we always want to take advantage of those last 15 minutes, but a well-researched lineup generally will still do pretty good. It scored 305 last night, and I put up a 307 with the update, so not much difference. Everyone's still happy there. DraftKings behind me at 262. I don't have a DraftKings lineup for today, so please don't yell at me about that. I didn't have time. Wind behind me, the 307. You guys can check it out at your leisure. You know, when you have a chance. At the bottom, you got Rolo at 14 points, which is the drag. Oh, God. Anyways, he should have done well against them, pitting up more points, but it didn't happen. Today's upcoming cash lineup. Today was a difficult game to put together because there was still value even on this 5-game slate, and you needed to find a way to intersparse in between teams and kind of safely put together a cash lineup that wasn't too heavily stacked, yet still had opportunity and upside. So I found it difficult to build today. Teague at your point guard position. Look at his game logs, guys. Everything is up across the board. It's been steady across the opponent board too, and there's no reason why it shouldn't continue tonight without Monta Ellis out. So as long as Monta's gone, take Teague and be happy. He's probably good to that up until 8,000. Paul, opportunity with Griffin out, and basically you would think, no, I don't want to do it against San Antonio, but that's the thing. The Clippers have been good too, so in a game that's less likely to be a blowout, that's more likely to be close, that's what hurts the guys like Paul and Aldridge and Leonard. Basically, they don't get on the court. It's not that they play bad. That's never really the problem with a Durant or anything in Golden State. The problem really with all those guys, an issue, is that if they don't get enough minutes on the court, that's where they get irrevocably hurt. You can't give Durant just 23 or 25 minutes of court time because it's a massive blowout because someone else like Clay has just put it all up lit it on fire. So that's really what it comes down to in these blowout games. And when you see a guy that's like Paul or playing the San Antonio, or San Antonio guys playing the Clippers, they're generally a bit underpriced today because those prices are factoring in those blowouts. They are. So you can get guys on these teams, and that's where you can kind of find your other hidden value as you go across the lineup and try to get a cash game edge today. So Chris Paul as your other point guard position. Soak up that Griffin's gone and ignore that San Antonio is the opponent. Think that that's good because it won't be a blowout maybe. You know, you don't want it to be a blowout. You want it to be even. And the guys in Vegas are, the only blowout that I've seen on the table is Golden State and Brooklyn. Golden State's favored by like 13 or 15 points or something. Everyone else is pretty clean across the board, so it's nice. Fortunately, that's the game that's 230 over-under, so you need some exposure to the game in the cash game, which is really difficult to play because you don't really know which Golden State guy is going to pick it up for you today. I will take Clay at the cheapest price. If you're not sure, spend the least on it and then hope for the upside. So, Teague, Paul at your point guard, Clay and Richardson at your shooting guards today. Richardson, the Lakers are the absolute worst against the shooting guard position by a mile. Just take it and run, especially like with, Magruder's out now again. I don't know how badly Miami needs to be destroyed. Anyways, so, and they have a great opponent matchup today too. So as long as Richardson's going to see 40 minutes in the shooting guard position, take it all day long. See, the lineup wasn't that hard to build today, guys. You might think it was on a 5-game slate. It really wasn't. Leonard, well, that's easy. If it's not so much of a blowout, San Antonio Clippers, like I was saying, he's underpriced today. He's going to give you 40 points, and the 40 points is great because that's a 5 times plus on a tough 5-game slate. 300 scores should easily cash today, if not more. And 300 might win you a GPP. Not at the top, but you know, it'll be in cashing lines, I believe. Ingram. Ingram's going to be the main beneficiary of Randall being out. Luol Deng will pick up more solid minutes, of course, but he's already had solid minute run. He's been a plus 30-minute guy already, so Ingram. Ingram should run into the starting lineup here, and I believe Ingram's going to look at you a nice, solid 30 points today. And if he does, when he really does see extended court time, he pays off his value no problem. he'll see easy 20 points plus, and that's another 5 times value. Great for a cash game. Thad Young against Boston. Now, it's tough to spend all your salary appropriately today, really. I mean, Whiteside at the bottom is the easiest spend up because he's the best close stud we have today. So Whiteside will be a center across lineups. I'll go through the center position in a moment along with all the others, but Thad Young, since you're going to middle out just about everywhere else or spend up a little bit because there is no other place to spend up, go ahead and take him against Boston. I don't know if he's got a great ceiling, but he has had flashes of good performances before, so you have that upside. And a solid floor of the low 20 points. So it's 4.5 times value, and I think that's going to be okay on a 5-game slate today. Power forward is a tougher position when you try to get everything else and spend up appropriately today. Aldridge, the same thing. He's going to be too cheap today against the Clippers. It's only 6,500 if it's not a blowout, and I don't project it's going to be, and neither does Vegas. So I'll take Aldridge and take the hidden value there. I mean, I can tell you across the board where these people are going to be going to. So, I mean, center for Whiteside, but let's go ahead and see what people are looking at. Curry, they might be on him because it's a Nets opponent. They'd be crazy because of the blowout risk. You just have to call the very right Golden State guy, and I don't think it's Curry today. I mean, if I was going to give you the list of people, it'd be Draymond Green, it'd be Durant, and it would be Clay. And out of those three, I'd take Clay, because those are the solid triangle. He's kind of the odd man out right now, even though he's an MVP, because they know he's content, they know he's got a contract, and they know he's happy. So, here's what it is. He'll get 32 fantasy points today, and everyone will be happy, and including his team, but if fantasy owners won't be. Not at 8,700. Thomas, sure, GPP pick, why not? T, though, too solid, too nice, you know what I mean? Love that. Dragic, everyone else is going to be on Dragic today. Dragic has been very solid. He's got a great Lakers opponent today. The problem with taking too many guys against the Lakers, too many Miami guys, is you're going to be taking Miami, basically for a team stack today. And on a cash game, that's not the smartest move. You can't really focus all your guns on one game unless it's a really short slate or you're really sure they're going to put up 130 points. And man, Miami is definitely not a guarantee to put up 130 points, even against the Lakers. So Dragic for me is like a GPP pick, but a lot of people will be on him for cash, and I can't blame him. I think he's pretty solid for a 30-point floor. I just think the position's a little bit loaded anyways. Now, you can spend down, but with all the other value choices available, I don't know if you're going to need to a point guard. You can look at Derrick Rose coming back, but I don't know if I would. You can look at Russell for possibly increased minute run, but it's a Miami opponent. Peyton, but he's inconsistent. Johnson looks the best because, I mean, against the point guard again, he'll probably have solid minute run, but he's cheaper, a lot cheaper than Dragic. So that looks like a good place to go with a bad Laker opponent against the point guard. I'd go with Johnson over Dragic, but this is just me kind of postulating today. Dragic still looks like a solid pick, and across the industry, they'll tell you he's good. And I can't give you a reason to not take him. I can't. Ooh. Cheap, unless some value opens up, guys, don't go cheap. There's no need. At the shooting guard, look at that. This is your top choice, 6,800. And I'd be passing on Bradley. I'd take Clay. He's the cheapest guy in the little Golden State dub trio. I'll take Clay today and hope, against Brooklyn that he's one of the guys that puts up 20 points against them easily, along with a couple other peripherals. And if he does that, he's met value and you're good. Fournier looks solid too. I mean, you can spend down 300 if you need to and go with Fournier. I like him today. I wouldn't be looking at Kilpatrick. Young is getting a little expensive for me against Miami today, even with the minute run. Redick has that San Antonio opponent, and this time because he's a three-point shooter, that matters to me, even in the close game, because they'll probably stop the threes. So I'm not really on Redick today. Courtney Lee looks more solid with a big-time minute run under 4,000. I'd be looking there. And Magruder out, so you guys saw that. Richardson's your other choice. Now, the Lakers are the absolute worst against the shooting guard position by like 1.5 miles. So Richardson with some solid minute run today with Magruder out, absolutely against the Lakers. Give me more, please. Durant is a GPP pick. You guys know I took Leonard. George is a GPP, and so is Anthony. If you're spending in those areas, they both look kind of interesting today to me, to be quite honest. George is due for a ceiling performance, but it's just a statistical hunch that I have. And Anthony just is, he's a good solid guy. He just seems priced a little expensive. I mean, if it was 7,200, you guys, I'll take Anthony. It's 79 that makes you like, So it's that 10%, he's 10% overpriced. But he's probably solid for 4.5 times value today, 35 points. Winslow, everyone's going to like him today, and I don't see why you shouldn't like him either. The problem is, for a cash game, you can't take too many Miami guys. If you're thinking about some crazy stat because Miami and the Lakers play close and they go to double overtime and they're the fun game tonight, well, a Miami stack with a Laker guy on the other side could be a ticket to victory today. Aaron Gordon, man, I hate Orlando's minutes. I mean, he goes 40 minutes and he has a great game, and then he goes 20 and 20, and it's like you never know how many minutes he's going to get. I don't know when the next game he gets 40 minutes, but he's going to do guys great that game. For cash games, no way in hell will I take him. Fournier is the most solid guy on the Magic. If there's a guy you can call solid on Orlando, I mean, do they even give a crap about how minutes are running that team at all? Jesus. Hollis Jefferson against Golden State, I think, looks solid because he had 20 minutes in his last game, but he fouled out. And I think that they were looking to run him a bit longer. If he's looking to run 25, even close to 30 minutes at 4,100 against Golden State, that could be an intriguing play. And a little contrarian, might be lower owned. Okay, that's small forward today, except for Ingram, who I mentioned today. It's just a small slate, guys. Don't know what to tell you. You got Griffin out. You got Green now out for Golden State. Ooh, that's interesting. That's breaking while I make this video. So that's going to change around the whole triumvirate vario, and it's going to make Klay Thompson even more of a play. I'm glad I got him at the shooting guard. And Durant, and that's going to lower the blowout risk too. I mean, it makes the game a little bit more palatable. If there's a lineup change, it will be posted here with a very fast video, or it will be posted on Twitter if it's with just minutes to go. So definitely follow on Twitter. There's a link in the description below on this video you can follow on Twitter on. Let's see. Ibaka, maybe, because he's had that nice run against the New York. It's just people are thinking with Vooch back. The problem with Orlando, of course, is that Vooch comes off the bench, so go figure. Well, I mean, he's their better center, and yet normally you start the better guy, and because if he's hot, he stays in, and, well, they're morons. I don't know what to tell you. So, Spades could have another kind of GPP performance. He's 3-point dependent, though. Against San Antonio, it's the same case as Redick. I wouldn't be looking that way. He'll put up his shots. I just don't think they'll go in. Aldridge is a smart run. And then at the center position, Horford looks just, with what the run he's been doing, even with IT back, the guy looks solid. I think the price is getting to be fairly valued. I don't know if he can put up 40 on with regularity, but he's been putting up high 30s with regularity every single night, if not a little more. So Horford looks solid tonight if you can't spend for Whiteside, just irrespective of opponent. Bolo is a little expensive for me. Jordan is expensive against San Antonio. Vooch, this is the biggest problem with him. If he gets plus 30 minutes, he's a great value tonight. And he'll give you 40-point-plus fantasy points. If he sits on the bench and gets you 25 or 27 minutes, he's probably going to likely give 30 fantasy points and not pay value. Calling the minutes that he gets, and this is why it's so frustrating looking at how the Magic run their team. I don't have rhyme or reason for it. And when you cannot, on cash games, you can't stomach those risks. On GPPs, you can. So Vucevic looks great for a GPP. Turner against Boston, sure, why not? The price is getting up there, but why not? Gasol, yes, cheap enough now. You don't have Blake inside, and so the Clippers are going to be scrambling a little bit because all their rotations are messed up. I like Gasol. It's just in the center position, you had the ability to spend up all the way. And against the Lakers, who are just bad against the center themselves, there was no reason not to on this type of a slate. And there's no need to go cheap. So that does about it. Alright, like I said, I don't have a DraftKings lineup for today. This is just a GPP and cash lineup for FanDuel. And if there is an update, it will be posted on a video really fast or with a Twitter link, if it's just minutes before. Teague and Paul at your point guard positions. Thompson and Richardson at your shooting guard positions. Leonard and Ingram for your small forwards. Young and Aldridge at your power forward positions. And Whiteside for your center today. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for watching Fantasy Forecast for today. If you liked today's lineup or you won some money yesterday, please give a nice thumbs up on this video. If you don't like the lineup, leave a comment below. I comment once a day on these videos and you tell me what your opinions on players or anything else, and I'll comment on that stuff at least once a day, if not more. And that's going to do it for today. Subscribe if you have not subscribed yet, guys. Please subscribe to support this free channel and watch an ad occasionally. I need you guys to watch an ad once in a while, because if you don't, then I can't do these videos anymore because there's no point. Alright, Thank you guys so much for watching Fantasy Forecast. Your lineup one more time. Teague, Paul at your point guard, Thompson, Richardson at your shooting guard, Leonard and Ingram at your small forward, Young and Aldridge at your power forward, and Whiteside for your center. Go on out there and go win some big money today, guys.